English verbs. Present tense. Present tense seems pretty easy. For example, the verb walk. I walk every day. My husband and I walk our dog every day. The children walk to school every day. But for third person, he, she, and it, for our verb, we add an S, walks. Now what's confusing is, for other words, nouns, we add an S to make it plural. But this is a verb, and in a verb, we only add the S when it's third person, he, she, and it, and only when it's present tense, positive. For example, that boy walks his dog every day. Climb. Those boys climb up the tree every day. For he, she, and it, it's climbs. That boy climbs up the tree every day too. Now listen with no S. That boy climb up the tree every day too. No. With an S. That boy climbs up the tree every day too. Read. For a question, we use the question verb do. Do Jimmy and his mom read? Yes, they do. They read a book every day. Now for third person, he, she, and it, for a question, we use the verb do and add es. Does. Does Billy read? Now the S is on does, and there's no S on read because it's a question. Does Billy read? Yes, he does. Now for third person, he, she, or it, we have read with an S, reads. For positive sentence, he reads in bed every night. Feed. For a question, we use the verb do. Do these people feed the pigeons? Yes, they do. They feed them every afternoon. For a question with third person, he, she, or it, we use the verb do and we add es, does. These people are one family, so we have, does this family feed the pigeons? Yes, they do. They feed them every afternoon. Sammy? Does Sammy feed his puppy? Yes, he does. Now for he, she, or it, for positive, you have feed with an S. Feeds. He feeds it every day. Do and go. These verbs end in an O. So for he, she, or it, you have to add ES. And you have does and goes. For a question, we use the question word, what? What does Sally do? Do as, because we don't know, it's a substitute. Every Saturday. What does Sally do every Saturday? She goes to the zoo with her dad. The question, what does Bob do every summer? He goes to the beach. Play, plays. Does Julie play a musical instrument? Yes, she does. She plays the violin. Does Al play a musical instrument? Yes, he does. He plays the saxophone. Does Robert play a musical instrument? Yes, he does. He plays the piano. Does Jimmy play a musical instrument? Yes, he does. He plays the drums. Does Amber play a musical instrument? Negative. No, she does not. Or the contraction, no, she doesn't. She doesn't play a musical instrument, but she sings. For verbs that end with a consonant and a Y, we change the Y to I and add ES. For example, carry. It ends in a Y and a consonant. So we change the Y to I and add ES. Carries. What does the mailman do every day? He carries the mail. Fly. It ends in a Y and a consonant L, so we change the Y to I and add ES. Flies. Does that man fly an airplane? No, he doesn't. doesn't is the contraction of does not. No, he doesn't. What does he do? He flies a helicopter. Dance. Do your friends dance? Yes, they do. They dance every Saturday night. Now for he, she, or it, third person, when verbs end in E, you add an S, but it changes to two syllables. For example, dance, you add an S, dances. Does your cousin dance every Saturday night too? No, he doesn't. But he dances when he's happy. He's the contraction for he is. He dances when he's happy. These verbs end in E, so when you add an S, they change to two syllables. For example, change, you add an S, and you have changes. When Joe has a flat tire, what does he do? He changes the tire. Lose, you add an S and you have loses. Does Aunt Hilda lose money in the slot machines? Yes, she does. She loses money all the time. For verbs that end in S, we add ES, and then they change to two syllables. Like miss ends in S, add ES, and you have misses. Does Billy ever miss the school bus? Yes, he misses it sometimes. It meaning the school bus. Miss ends in S, add ES, you have misses. Does Billy's dog ever miss him? Yes, his dog misses him when he goes to school. For verbs ending in S, X, or Z, you add ES and they change to two syllables. For kiss, you add ES, kisses. Does Linda kiss her boyfriend? Yes, she does. She kisses him every time she sees him. Fix, add ES, fixes. Does that man fix cars? Negative. No, he doesn't. Doesn't is the contraction of does not. No, he doesn't. But he fixes ovens and other kitchen appliances. For verbs that end in sh, add es and they change to two syllables. For example, brush, you add es, brushes. Does Nicole brush her hair? Yes, she does. She brushes it every morning and every night. Brush, brushes. Does Lily brush her teeth? Yes, she does. She brushes them every day. For verbs that end in sh, add es and they change to two syllables. Wash, washes. What does Sarah do every day? She washes her hands. Push, pushes. What does Ivan do every day? He pushes his baby in the stroller. For verbs that end in ch, you add es and it changes to two syllables. Touch, touches. What does Ellen do every day? She touches her toes. Watch, watches. Does Marcus watch TV all day? Remember, negatives and questions. The S goes on the verb do to be does and not your action verb. Does Marcus watch TV all day? No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't watch TV all day. He only watches it at night. For verbs that end in ch, add es and they change to two syllables. Catch, catches. What does Johnny do for fun? He catches butterflies. Catch, catches. Does Kevin catch butterflies too? No, he doesn't catch butterflies, but he catches fish. Fish is the same, singular and plural. One fish or two fish. Teach, teaches. What does your brother do? He teaches guitar lessons. itch, itches. Does that man itch? Yes, he does. He itches everywhere. See more of my videos and learn more English with these.